This is Philip Drice. Today is November 19, 2010. I just came into my Obama apartment complex. Those are the steps. This is the elevator. I'm going to my own place for the first time in 3 years. And guess what? I got the keys to prove it. This don't belong to nobody else. This belongs to Obama. Fourth floor. Oh my God, that's who's paying my rent today. And I got these long-range patrol rations, or MREs, they call them, meals ready to eat. We used to call them LRP, long-range patrol rations. We need to boil the water, put it in. I love chili con carne. Look at that, huh? Old warehouse factory. And they made a bunch of studios out of it. Some people live here. It's like a high-class welfare hotel. I live in number 402. Look at this. I'm about to open up my own door. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. Look at that. That's my roommate. I was showing my friends I had a place to live.
Okay. Hello, folks. This is Carl Malone.
This is Thanksgiving. This is the turkey. Thanks to Obama. Videotape this, man, while I'm opening this up.
All right.
Let me turn that down a minute.
Just press the pause button. No, just press the space bar.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Phil Drice. This is Thanksgiving. Thanks to Obama. Me and my roommate, we got no money. But no, me.
Okay, my bad.
We got no money. We ain't complaining to nobody. We were resourceful. MRE. Or alerts, as we like to call them. This is our Thanksgiving, thanks to Mr. Obama. I was a scrounger in the army too. This should take care of us for about 2 days.
Yeah.
2 a day. We can drink plenty of water. And there's hot water too, because for the first time in a long time, I've had hot and cold running water in my life. I got my own bed to sleep in. I don't have to sleep with the animals on the beach. I don't have to carry my laptop and my backpack with everything in it in order for me to live. And it's because of the generosity of a lot of people who knew me as business owners that I can leave my laptop there. And don't you love this Obama coat? It's a nice coat I just got at York College on a closed giveaway to Sandy victims. So I've been suffering like this for how long? 3 years. And nobody cared about me. Nobody gave a crap about my homelessness. My homelessness was thought to be crazy. Hold this a minute, brother. My homelessness was supposed to be crazy. I told you I was gathering evidence on the Bloomberg administration conducting a very unique form of redlining that you can do in public housing because of HUD. NYCHA is the largest housing complex in the nation. NYCHA policy affects national policy. If NYCHA is showing people how they are eliminating the multi-generational aspect of public housing in order to contain that for the growth of population, immigrants, and poor people, They should be continuously building at least 20,000 apartments every year. That would have created another project city. We won't have that, would we? Especially since Niger's actually an Indian reservation. Yes, it is. Because that's how it gets funded in the appropriations bills in Congress. You're talking about cutting taxes. You're talking about the rich having to pay more taxes during the Obama administration. He finally promised it during for his second term. Did you think he would go tell people he was going to give Indian reservations more money? They tell you, well, put a casino on it. But this ain't any kind of Indian reservation. It's the kind of Indian reservation that has no teepee and no engine in it. And Michael R. Bloomberg is harvesting what your governor of New York put together when he was HUD secretary, which is eliminate the multi-generational aspect of public housing, and then you actually basically eliminate welfare, you trickle it down. Reaganomics being used by the Clinton administrations, your boy Andrew Cuomo. Come on now. And I'm supposed to be crazy. Well, I argue these things in the court of law, and they don't seem to think I'm crazy. It's been 90 days. There should have been a 60-day turnaround on the initial motion to dismiss. It never happened. You know why? Because I put so much evidence in there for them to consider. That's from experience as a pro se litigant. That's right. And then, while we're waiting for the motion to dismiss, who was put together by the Attorney General of New York State, Mr. Eric T. Schneiderman, and his assistant, Mr. Sajinsky, what we've got is the political lynching of New York State Senator Shirley Huntley. That's why I filed another motion prior to the adjudication, after the 60 days had passed, such as the Attorney General shouldn't have done anything to Shirley Huntley until after 60 days. But then she would have already won the primary and would have been the only candidate again, and she would have automatically won. They knew that, and so they knocked Shirley Huntley out early, no matter what the cost, because she had to be punished. Snitching and talking to Joyce on YouTube, talking about the NYPD, talking about how his mama was suffering from duress. Those are reasons why she shouldn't be in office. And they made sure that, right, Eric T. Schneiderman, my Attorney General of New York State. Yes, buddy, come on now. I've got 4 fat turkeys here. I got New York City. I got New York State. I got New York City Housing Authority, federal agency. And I got you two, the Veterans Administration, who just made me homeless. Because you guys violated confidentiality when you at the Bronx VA was contacting and communicating with the vendor what I was saying in psychotherapy with a psychiatrist. I'm telling psychiatrists, well, I don't think I should go back there because I'm having an adversarial relationship. These guys this, and that. That's not supposed to get back to the vendor. And then you tell me, well, we didn't put you out. You said you wanted to leave. Is how you're busted. That. Additional too, you've got the head, the director of the vendor, who is, what's that called, Safe House something, Safe Haven on Cornwall Avenue on 170th Street, at 70th Street, that belongs to Volunteers of America, that's federally funded, that you've got a VA employee, now that I found out today from the conversation you overheard, that Charmaine McPherson goes there twice a week, and since I wanted no more contact with her, it was perfect that I didn't want to be there anyway. But then, how did I come up not wanting to be there? Because you called the police and tried to have me arrested for threatening a woman on a video. They didn't see such a threat. I called Dr. Julia. She said to me, you never communicated any threat. But then after everybody saw the evidence, which was Charmaine McPherson was abusing veterans, homeless veterans, being disrespectful, condescending, pushing their buttons, making them to go through freaking hoops in order to get their entitlements, instead of being courteous and kind and helping somebody out who's just walking off the freaking street. from years of being there. Because you got that big 350-pound, jet black and nappy-headed black female intimidating and punking out grown-ass men that are veterans that went into combat for your country. You are a racist. And everybody's played their part, and I'm an expert at gathering such evidence. And your phone logs is going to bust you guys. Your phone logs is going to bust you. This is an open letter to the Justice Department, to the Veterans Administration Inspector General, and to the White House. I'm a veteran that's been getting tortured in this country for quite some time, and I'm very disenchanted being black in this country. I'm very disenchanted being in this country at all. It's an embarrassment to be a veteran when you've got a Veterans Administration hospital. The only thing they're concerned about is their community relations, hiring people who couldn't get a frickin' job anywhere else. And then you prop up these freaking cretins, imbeciles, and bunch of cowards. And you give them a God, the image of themselves. And you're supposed to be the perfect gentleman that's getting abused, being given no runaround, talked down to and all that crap. And you're supposed to be that big, strong, tough, Watusi man thing. Oh, that don't bother me. I don't care. That don't bother. It bothers me. It bothers me. It should bother the president. It should bother the director of the facility. It should bother the executives of Volunteers of America when I was just made homeless. And I've got enough evidence in these papers that I'm going to take it to court and prove it. But you guys tortured me. And then you knew Sandy was coming. You put me out in the street, and I had nowhere else to go because you knew the vendor would pack my bags, take the evidence of that paper, that petition with all of the signatures on it that says we've been getting abused by Charmaine McPherson, and you put me on the street, and you thought it was over. It's just the beginning. I got one turkey. I got one turkey right here. Veterans Administration. New York City Housing Authority. That's been doing some scum cleansing. And what they did it illegally because they didn't give anybody the proper administrative process, and there's money tied to that process. Those are civil rights violations on top of everything I got exposed through the Daily News by giving it to Mr. John Daniel. We've been working on this for a couple of years. I have New York State. I've got the New York State Attorney General going on TV and just crapping all over New York State Senator, arresting her and making it public, and he didn't do that to anybody else. He didn't do that to anybody else. Don't you think something wrong with that?
It could be, yeah.
That's why tomorrow, on the 20th of November, I become fully submitted to have the Attorney General disqualified as the defense attorney for the state officials. Because he even said on his video, you can see it on YouTube, Eric Schneiderman on Shirley Huntley. Go to YouTube, punch that in. Eric T. Schneiderman on Shirley Huntley. He prosecuted her in public. Disrespected her. Then go see the video, homeless son of New York State Senator Shirley Huntley. And I'm also the one that put on the internet the evidence that, in fact, she orchestrated her own death threat against herself last time she was running in order to beat Nunes, because Nunes was about to bust her behind and take her seat anyway. To deprive the Indian guy out of the seat, now they just set up Mr. Sanders, who's another black guy, to have the seat so they can have an all-black elected district. Black is the only one so that they can get all the celebrity stats. Oh, we are all black like we're a black district. It's not a black district, it's a mixed district. And you marginalize the immigrants in order for them not to get into the electoral process and put other people in. That's the same kind of stuff that white people used to do to the Negro down south. These black cowards are doing that here in the 5th Congressional District. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not here there now. I'm in Brooklyn. I mean, look at my Obama apartment. Look at my Obama apartment. It's got a fire extinguisher too. It's got a sink. Got a little freezer right there. Got a bathroom. Look at that. Look at that. I can take a shower. Okay? And I bought some clothes here. Yep. And he get the big closet, you know. Give the white boy the big closet. He got more stuff. He got more stuff. I ain't got nothing. No poor black Negro. Oh yeah, he one of them cool white boys that kind of like to get into black people. Look at that. He's watching some kind of little black show. That's right. He's trying to get, yeah. He's one of them white people suffering for some freaking guilt about how bad it is for black people. So he's trying to learn something about it. But I ain't black like them colored Negroes, because I'm not a freaking coward. I will not get punked out by some she-male because she's been trained to the Willie Lynch letter to dominate men and to punk them out and to put them into fear, and then she's controlled by somebody else, the invisible hand. You guys think I'm crazy at the Bronx VA. Then you got the Brooklyn VA. The Brooklyn VA, they locked me up for 3 days, gave me medication, and that medication, it's illegal. You can go to jail if you prescribe that medication to somebody on an outpatient basis in New York State, but they prescribed it on a federal facility, in a federal facility, and then use the U.S. mail to mail it to you, and they don't realize that it's even more trouble. And they think I'm letting this go. I can't let it go, especially since it gave me ED. I got a pretty 24-year-old girlfriend. All I need to do is sell my book, get my money, we happy. We can get married. Because I ain't marrying her without no money. That's my baby Genesis. Tracy's my partner. That's my Hindu princess. She said, Dr. Dries, you know there's some people that say money can't buy happiness. What do you think? They ain't never had no money, baby. It's a damn poor. That's all it is. So, and every time I talk, calling people at the VA, I get upset, man. Every time I hear their freaking voice, and they're in a lot of trouble. And I mean to hold their feet to the fire. That's your own term, Mike Mooney, at the Brooklyn VA. I'm going to hold you guys' feet to the fire. You, the Vendor Volunteers of America, Cromwell, Dwayne, you're in a lot of trouble. You and Ann Tannenbaum are in a lot of trouble. Ann Tannenbaum at the Cromwell House, Safe Haven, on 170th Street and Cromwell Avenue in the Bronx. Boy, there are guys running around there that I've got on another video that says that Charmaine McPherson, they like to call the police on their clients. What are you doing calling the police on your clients? What are you doing? Because Charmaine McPherson's job is to keep these guys under control. Because they know they got some bad elements. And they want to keep under control, and they bring a great guy like me in there, and they doing that nonsense. So I tell the boys, sign a petition. I'll take it up. I'll use my reputation, my name. And then they try to do the same thing to me. They call the police. They don't understand. There's a call log number. Because the ambulance took me to the hospital. So the call log number's got to be with the papers, people. Yes. And that ties the two police officers, and then we can ask the two police officers. At some point, you remember going to a place and you met this guy? No, I don't remember. Really? Remember you asked me about this Ranger hat? And was I a Ranger? When I told him, yeah, 1st Battalion, 75th, he said, this guy didn't threaten anybody, man. Come on now. You know this guy's? Guy former Special Forces. If you wanted to do something to you, this guy would have done something to you already. And I ain't never done nothing to nobody. I've been out the military for, 32 years. I haven't done no book crap, man, 35, 36 years. What am I going to do to somebody? What in the hell am I going to do to somebody? And I've got a $2.3 million case in New York State Supreme Court, and I just harvested to where now I'm prosecuting the Attorney General of New York State for attorney misconduct and conflict of interest. And what is alleged to be the political lynching of Shirley Huntley? Are you out of your freaking mind? What kind of idiot did you think you got? But you guys did it so smooth. You guys been doing it for a while. And they're stupid. I tell one guy one piece of information, I tell the other guy another piece of information, and then how do I know? You're going to question me about what he said. But he said, you said, you didn't want to be here no more. What do you mean? You know I'm homeless, that's why I'm in a homeless shelter. What do you mean I don't want to be there no more? And if I don't want to be there no more, I'm going to the beach. You can't allow me to do that. You can't allow me to go back to the beach. And then so what do? You have me locked up under duress against my will. You knew I would give you unreliable information because the conditions for my release was that I give you a place where I was going. You guys are so smart. And this is a psychiatrist who did. 2 psychiatrists, Dr. Shear, Dr. Tobias. Elmer went right along with it because everything that's said on the psych ward, Elmer's the one to get it first, not the people in social service. So Elmer's the spy. You're the one, Elmer, that's what it looks like. Or unless it's Dr. Golia, it's one of the two. Because Dr. Golia was the one I initially went to and gave the link, the name of the title of the video to see that in fact I got a list of people complaining about abuse. That's big time. Now you got to call in somebody, an investigator. Then you've got 4 or 5 guys accusing a social worker that comes there twice a week of abusing them. Well, how long has that been going on? But they didn't realize that I was a forensic paralegal that just gathered the evidence. And I sat here in my roommate, look, he patient as hell. He's so nice, he gives away his laptop to somebody else next door that ain't got nothing. And he sits there patiently until, because I made what, eight movies over the weekend, right? I made over 8 movies, and they're all complaint letters. It's a video series I made for the Attorney General to watch and for the White House. Let me show you what pain is. Let me show you what I went through. And all the smoke they blew up in me. You guys are busted because I got bang. 1, 2, 3, 4 turkeys for Thanksgiving, Mr. President. I've got New York City and Michael R. Bloomberg that's been scum cleansing. I got New York State. Hands are not clean. Political lynching of Shirley Huntley. And we don't want to miss the fact that her son came up dead just before they did that to her. So they went after the entire family because they got their niece, all of that too. But the FBI, I'm sure, can figure that out for themselves, Mr. President. Then I got New York City Housing Authority. A multi-generational aspect of public housing being eliminated through a policy of July 11, 2003 under Chino Hernandez. And the sneaky part about what Mayor Bloomberg did is that he appointed a Puerto Rican, a house Negro, to go ahead and railroad their own kind. Because you couldn't put a black guy there first. You soften up the people. Put a Puerto Rican and black guy, you wait your turn. That's when he brought in John B. Rhea, but he brought a very special kind of black guy. A special kind of black guy that was a former venture capitalist for Lehman Brothers. And what does venture capitalists do again?
We eliminate jobs and make profits.
They take your business, tear it up into tiny little pieces and sell it off. That's how they make their money, on the commission. That's right. That's why during the tenure of John B. Rhea, he sold over 60 developments, and he just set up land that could be used to put public housing on. He's now going to give them to developers. Lease the land out. For-profit business. So you mean to tell me Mayor Bloomberg is good for New York City? No, he's not. Because he's gutting out the very lowest, the very poor, the very weak, the very vulnerable. And he tears them apart. That's the legacy Mayor Bloomberg will leave, and I mean to do that to my book. Right here. Very special kind of redlining because HUD is the bank. And who owns the money? The taxpayers do because Congress gives it to them. And it's a very special kind of redlining. It's public housing redlining. When you get the federal HUD to deceive Congress, deceive the president, deceive everybody. And it was set up that way by the guy that's your governor now. Damn! Now you see why the district attorney and the NYPD got busted trying to pull off the big brother of a stop and frisk. What is the big brother of the stop and frisk?
I'm not sure about that.
It's a snatch and grab to a death kill hit. Stop and frisk. They take you anyway. But this time, when they snatch you up, you're never seen again. That's what they tried to pull off on me, because they was about to have me threatening a congressman and a New York State senator, and they would just send me back to Haiti, just hand me over to ICE because I'm not an American citizen. You see that plot? All reverse engineered, and that's what I want to sell in my book. That's why I want you to take a look at it. Nobody wants to read the book. Every time somebody pick up that book, nobody's gone over 11 pages. And the only guy that went through 11 pages is this guy. It's not enjoyable reading. It's not a fantasy. Those are facts, conclusions. It's my pain being put on paper. The pain of what you guys did to me and how you did it. It's an embarrassment for America. It's an embarrassment for America. I wore love on my sleeve for America. And I've been betrayed. I've been betrayed. Back in the light. Bye-bye.